All right, so today we are in topic 4, applications of percents. We are in block 9, and our objective today is to find a percent of increase and decrease, apply knowledge of percents to consumer situations such as discounts and sales tax situations. So, to get started today, the first thing that we're going to talk about is sales tax and why it is added to purchases. So, the main thing that I want to go over right now is that sales tax in town is 10.5% in Minden. And if you're out of town, your sales tax is 7.95%. All right. So there is a variance there. If you were to buy a $40,000 vehicle and you live in town, you're going to spend about $1,000 more in tax compared to the person that lives out of town or out of city limits because of that difference in the sales tax. So, to get started, what I want to talk about is why do we have taxes? What are taxes for?
The government.
The government makes us pay them.
Okay, why though?
They're corrupt.
All right.
To pay for things like the military and like medicine and stuff.
That's what I was looking for. All right. So
To provide the common defense.
all right. So the purpose is for us to be able to collect funds to be able to provide certain goods and services to people. Just like she talked about the military, being able to provide, welfare, food stamps, certain medicines, Medicare, those type things that people need. Okay. Yes, sir.
I was also going to say, to make new roads and pave roads.
Correct. Making new roads or fixing roads.
Isn't that sort of like infrastructure?
Okay. So that would work. I'm trying to think of what other things. I mean, like your bridges and stuff that you have to have so that you can travel. Basically, any of your federal employees, any of your government employees, their check is based off of those taxes. So they're more than just for the corrupt people, like Landon was talking about. It's actually for some good stuff too. All right. Even though I understand what Landon's trying to say. All right. So that's what taxes are used for in the good way. There are taxes that sometimes it seems could be used in a bad way, kind of like Landon was saying also. So the main thing that we need to understand is that the reason we're taxed is because the government takes a part of those funds to be able to help others and to provide services that we need to keep the country running. All right. So, with that being said, what I want us to do is I want us to think about if we went to the store and bought a candy bar for $1. And earlier I said that our sales tax inside of the city limits is 10.5%. So if the sales tax is 10.5%, you buy a candy bar that costs $1. I want you to determine how much money we're going to spend on that drink. On that candy bar. I'm looking for a drink, so I messed up. What do you think, Devin?
Wouldn't it be about like $1.10?
You're pretty close. All right. Remember that our sales tax is 10.5. So if we're looking at a calculator and we were to do $1 plus our 10.5%, that's going to be $1 and one what?
105 hundredths?
Thousands, 105,000.
Yeah.
Now, when looking at this, money's not in the thousands spot, is it? It's in the hundred spot. So since it's in the hundred spot, what do we need to do with this thousand spot that is 5 or more? What is that going to do to our hundreds?
It's
I
gonna
know.
round it up.
That's
Yeah,
right.
round it.
It is going to round up. So instead of it being $1.10, that candy bar is actually going to cost us how much?
$1.11.
That's right, $1.11. All right, so I think we got a pretty good understanding of sales tax and how it works and how they're applied to what we buy. So what I want us to do first is I want us to look at page 5. And so basically what we're going to do is we're going to look at the discounts and we're going to determine what each one of these questions, the answers are to them. So this is actually questions 1 through 4 in block 9 on our activity sheets on page 177, not 177, on page 127 in our workbook. So make sure you have your workbook out. If you don't, go ahead and get it out. And we are going to start by getting Miss Khalees to read this for us.
Which part do I read?
I want you to read from the top where it says Haley.
Haley is shopping for clothes. She must interpret the sign correctly to determine the purchase price of the shirt she is considering. Is Haley's interpretation correct? If she takes the 2 discounts on the sign, it is the same as taking 50% off the original price. Answer the following questions to explore Haley's consumer situation.
All right, so looking at this, what do you think we need to do? It says, suppose the shirt is $100. What would be the price of the shirt with a 50% discount? What I want y'all to do is I want you to work together with each other to determine how much that price of the t-shirt is going to be. And I'm basically wanting us to work together to be able to like actually say how to work this problem, not just get an answer.
Mr. Martin,
Yes.
did you say 127?
Yes. Page 127. So if you would, Levi, do you think that you could take this question and show us how to work it or tell us how to work it?
Number 1.
Yeah.
Okay, so you could do 100. Couldn't you do 100 times 50%?
Okay. So let's do that real quick.
And you would get 50, wouldn't you? Or
That
you
works
get
perfect.
0.5 and times by 100.
Yeah, that works perfect. All right. Does someone else have a different way of trying to get the same answer? Go ahead, Devin.
I said you would do 50 divided by 100, and that would give you 0.5, and then you would multiply that times 100. Same thing. It's pretty much the same thing that Levi said, just
Okay.
a different way.
I got you. So 50 divided by 100 times 100 equals 50. Does anybody else have a different way compared to Levi and Bertie or Devin? All right. I'm going to show you a different way because I think it's easier. We know that the shirt's $100. And it said, what would be the price of the shirt with a 50% discount? Discount is telling us to add or subtract.
Subtract.
So all I need to do is 100 minus 50%. That's pretty simple, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. So both ways work perfectly, but if you got that percent button on a calculator, that's the way to do it. Anybody confused? That look pretty easy to everyone? Give me a thumbs up with nod if you can. All right. So we're going to let Mr. Hagen explain how to do the next part. So Hagen, read that next one right here for us and see if you can figure it out.
Okay, the one that's highlighted or the one below it?
The highlighted one?
Okay, I just got mixed up. Okay, now try it the way the sale is written. The original price is $100 with 20% off. What is the price after this discount?
All right. So what are you thinking we could do?
You could do $100 minus 20%.
All right. So you're pretty close. All right. Wait. No, that's 100% correct. Let's do that. I was thinking we were on this one below because me and you were just talking about it, so I messed myself up. So go ahead and say that one more time, Hagen. What are we going to do?
Do 100% minus 20. No, do 100 minus 20%.
All right. So let's do that. So that gives us $80. Is there another way to do that? Does anybody got another way to do that? Could we have done it the way that Levi and Devin did? Devin?
I mean, you could have, but you would have to do a little bit at the end of what, like, the way I did it.
All right. I know another way we could do it also. So I'm going to show you the Devin Levi way, which is 20 divided by 100 times 100, which is 20. And then I'm going to take that from 100. All right. And that gives us 80. Well, there's one other way we can do that. We know that we're taking 20% off. So how much are we paying?
80%.
All right. So let's do 80 divided by 100. And then just multiply that by 100. Does that give us the same answer?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So we just saw 3 different ways to get that answer.
Wait,
But-
do we do that?
By far, the easiest one, though, was which one?
The first one.
Yeah, the Hagen's way. Hagen's way. Landon, it sounded like you had a question.
Yeah, can you do that again? I wasn't looking because I accidentally stabbed myself with a pencil.
Landon, you know I record this, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait.
All right. I was just making sure because I think it's going to be really funny on YouTube when they say, yeah, could you repeat that? Because I just stabbed myself. It's all right, man.
Accidentally.
I'm here for you. I'm here for you. Here we go. Accidentally. All right. Which part do we want to look at, Landon?
The one that you just did.
All right. So what I said was if we do 100% minus 20%, that is what?
80.
Yes. So I'm going to do 80 divided by 100, and I'm going to get 8/10. And I'm going to take that 8/10 and I'm going to multiply it by 100, and that's going to give me $80. All right, the third problem. Would you read that for us, please, Akira?
Yes.
All right, it's not the one that's highlighted. It's this one that is highlighted now.
Okay. The sign also says that there is an additional 30% of the lowest price. What is the new price after the discount?
All right. So what are y'all thinking? What could we do?
I mean, it's basically
Divide 30 and 100.
Well, remember it says the sign also says there's an additional 30% off of the lowest price. The lowest price right now is what?
80.
20.
The lowest price is 80 right now. So we're taking 80 off. I mean, we're taking 30% off of 80.
So basically, wouldn't it be the first problem?
80 divided by 30.
Well, you're close, Landon. We don't want to divide by 30. We want to discount is our key to
Multiply by 50.
Subtract 30%. So that's 80 minus 30%, which is 56. Well, what if we did this? What if we did 80 times 0.3 and I got 24? Is 24 my answer?
No.
No, because I need to do what with that 24 since it's a
Multiply
discount?
that by 100.
No.
Subtract it from 80.
That's right. We got to subtract it from 80 because it's the discount. So we're doing 80 minus the 24. Is that the same answer as what we just got?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it is. So go ahead and read that down there, Landon.
The lowest price after the initial discount is $80. 30% of 80% is $24. So the sales price of the shirt Haley is considering is $80 minus $24 equals $56.
Good deal. All right. Does anybody have a question about that problem that we just did?
Nope.
All righty. So the next one we have is, will these two different ways of taking discounts always result in different amounts? Why or why not? What do you think, class?
Repeat that again.
Will these two different ways of taking discounts always result in different amounts? Why or why not?
They will.
They will. Why?
Because, so they may have a different starting price that you have to buy from.
Okay, so that kind of makes sense. So the first one, we did what?
The first problem.
Yeah.
Number one.
Yeah, we did 100.
We did 100 divided by 50. Or 50 divided by 100.
Okay. So we found 50% of 100, right?
Yeah.
Which was 50. Well, the next one we did 20% of 100, and then we did 30% of 80. Since we did 30% of 80 instead of 30% of 100, it's always going to be different, right?
Yeah.
If we would have done 30% of 100, would it have been the same?
Yes.
Yes. All right, because that would have been 20 plus 30, and you would have taken it away from 100. But in this case, when we did, the first one was we took 20 away and got 80. But when we took 30% off of 80, that was only $24. And so that's why it's always going to be different. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yes, sir.
Good deal.
Yes, sir.
So if you would,
No, sir. No, sir.
read that for us, Landon, down there at the bottom.
They will always result in different amounts of discounts. The reason the results are different is that the 30% is not being taken off the original price, but a new reduced price, 50% off, is the same as taking 20% of 100, then 30% off of the same 100% and adding these discounts together.
All right. So looking at that, everybody should feel pretty confident about how that is stated. Landon, what's up?
No.
Explain.
I'm confused.
Why it's different?
Yeah.
Well, are we taking 30% from 100 or did we take 30% from 80?
100.
No, that's why you're confused. We took 30% from 80, and that's why it's different. If we would have took it from 100, it would have been the same, but we took it from 80, so that's why it will always be different.
What?
Go ahead and explain that, Devin.
Okay, so like at first we were taking 50 from 100, like on the first problem, but now we're taking 30 from 80 after the 20% discount.
Who wants to add on to what Devin said? Can someone add on to what Devin said? Devin's the only brave person. Landon, no one wants to help you.
That sucks.
Oh, man, they're just leaving him in the dirt. Let's see who I can get. Rachel, can you try to explain that? I'm going to start calling on people and taking points. I'm going to start with Kalia. Kalia, can you explain this?
Sir?
Can you explain why the two different ways of taking discounts are always going to result in different answers?
I know it.
Go ahead.
Because there's many different ways you can do it.
All right, explain.
Like, you can go, if the percentage won't work on your calculator like mine, then you would have to go, or there's an easy way, like, say it's 100 and you have a discount for 20% off, and that would be 80.
Okay.
I did one we already had.
That's okay. So when we take that off, it would be 80. Now, if we were to do 10% off of 100, that'd be $10, right? But
Yes,
if we
sir.
took 10% off of that, altogether I'm taking 20% off. However, I'm taking 10% off of 100, and that's 90. Then when I take 10% off of 90, that's only $9. So that would be $81 compared to $80. Does everybody understand why those are different?
Yes, sir.
Good.
What? How's that $81?
Because instead of taking 10% away from 100 and it being $90, you would take 10% away from 90.
And 90,
Which would be,
But wouldn't that just be 80?
no. Because 90 minus 10% is 9. So 90 minus 9 is 81. So the whole reason that it's different is because we're not taking it from 100%.
we're taking it from the discounted amount.
Correct. And that's why they're different. All right, so we're going to move on to the next problem. Thank y'all very much for helping. All right, number 6. Ty Marion, go ahead and read that.
Which one? The one at the top?
Mm-hmm. And then this.
Haley finds a pair of shoes she really loves, and they are 50% off. How could the store manager mark the shoes that low and still make a profit. Use the puzzle to investigate. Then stores buyers bought the shoes for $30. The store management marked them up
120.
Yeah, 120%, which made the selling prices
Blank.
blank. After a few months, the store management needed to get a rid of a few remaining pairs. They discounted them by 50%, which made the selling price blank. On each of the last pairs, the store management made a profit of blank. This represents a blank profit for the store.
Okay, what I want you to do is I want you to take the next 3 minutes and I want you to see if you can find the answers to this, okay? So I want you to do this on your own. All right, boys and girls, let's take a look at this. Go ahead and read that first one for me, please, Mr. Vincent.
The store buyers bought the shoes for $30. The store management marked them up 120%, which made the selling price and then blank.
All right, so if you
Can I tell you what it is?
possibly let's see if Vincent can try it first. If we mark something up, is that going to be adding or taking away?
Subtracting.
Adding.
All right, because we're doing what?
We're trying to find the selling price.
Correct, and it's marking it up, right? So that means the price is going to increase. So we're going to add to it. So if we're doing that, how would I put that in the calculator, Vincent?
$30 plus 120%.
All right, do we agree with him?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
All right, so the markup was actually how many dollars?
36.
That's right. The markup was $36 over the original price. So that's a pretty big increase. All right, so let's look at that next part. Read that one for us, Angel V.
After a few months, store management needed to get rid of the few remaining pairs, so they discounted them by 50%, which made the selling price.
All right, so they are discounting the $66 shoes 50%. If you discount something 50%, that means they are on what price?
Subtracting it?
You are subtracting.
It's half the price.
That's right. It would be half the price. So, Angel V, what is half the price of 66?
I know the answer.
All right, Kalia, help her out.
33.
All right, how'd you get it?
Because 66 divided by 2 is 33.
There you go. Good deal. Now, if you couldn't figure it out that way, you could still do 66 minus 50%, and it would also be 33. So either way would have worked. That's great. Great job. All right, let's look at the.
On each of these last few pairs, the store management made a profit of blank.
Okay, so if we're making a profit, does that mean they have more money or less money? Are they going to gain money?
They're going to gain.
Yeah, they're going to gain money. So we know that they're selling that for how much money?
$33.
Okay, if they're selling it for $33 and it was originally what?
$30.
All right, so how would we determine the profit? What would we need to do?
33 minus 30.
Correct. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to do 33 minus 30. And when we do 33 minus 30, what is that going to be?
3.
All right, so that's a profit of how much money?
$3.
All right. Does anyone have any questions about that, how we found that?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. Tell me what you got.
I'm confused how y'all. I know how y'all got the 3, but I don't know how y'all got to the 3.
Okay, who can restate what Devin said of how to find the profit of $3?
First, it cost $33, and then, or was it $30?
There you go. That's right. It was $30.
And then it was $33. So what we had to do 33 minus 30. You had to subtract them two, and it gets you 3.
Great job, Angel. Great job.
I was thinking of the 66. I thought that was the original thing.
All right, no, so make sure that you focus. At the very beginning, it said that the store buyers bought the shoes for $30. That's why it was the original price. All right, and then we have one left down here at the bottom, and go ahead and do that one, Devin. I want to see if you can do that one.
So can I give you the answer first and then tell you?
Yeah, that's fine. I want you to read that too, though.
Okay, this represents a 10% profit for the store.
Correct. All right, tell me why it's 10%.
So the original price was 30, and if you divide 30 by 10%, you get 3.
Correct. All right, now why would we do 3 divided by 30?
Because 3 was our profit.
3 was our profit, and it's also our amount of change. So remember, we're going to do our amount of change divided by the original amount to determine that percentage. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good.
Not really.
All right, Landon, you have to use the formulas, buddy. The formula was the amount of change divided by the original amount. So the amount of change we found by doing what Devin and Angel told us. They said to do $33 minus $30, which is $3. So that's our amount of change. So we take our amount of change, which is 3, and we divide it by the original amount. So 3 divided by 30 equals 0.1. Now 0.1 isn't quite a percent yet. It's still a decimal. So who in here can tell me how to change a decimal value to a percentage?
Multiply it by 100.
That's all we got to do. So if we multiply by 100, we get 10. And that's the same answer that we have here, where it says this represents a 10% profit. Does that make sense?
Oh, we can also do 30 divided by 3, and we'll just give us 10.
Correct. All right. So we're not going to do 30 divided by 3 because we want to find the percent, okay? And the percent was 0.1, and then we converted it to 10% because we take the amount of change, which was 3, and divide it by the original price, which was 30. All right, moving right along. Let's look at our next.
Mr. Martin, may I be excused?
Go ahead, Kalia. Okay, the next person we want to call on, let's get Mr. Braden to read this for us. We hadn't heard from Braden today. Braden, will you read about Marcus, please?
Yes, sir. Marcus wants to buy a bicycle. He finds a bicycle at local cycle store that is $250 for members of their club. Marcus is not a member, so he will have to pay 10% more for the bike. But he does have a discount coupon for 15% off. He will have to pay an 8% sales tax on his purchase.
All right, so looking at this, it says, what is the purchase price of the bicycle after the initial markup of 10%? So Braden, if you mark something up 10%, are you adding 10% to the original price, or are you taking away 10%?
What did you say again? I didn't catch that.
All right, it says we are marking up the bicycle 10%. So if we mark up the bicycle 10%, are we adding 10% to the bike or taking away 10%?
Adding.
Correct, because it's a mark up. All right, so Braden, do you know how to explain that to everybody, how to try it?
I mean, not really.
Well, you want to try it?
I'll try.
Go for it. You can do it. All right. What was the original price of the bicycle?
$250.
Good. And they said there's a markup of how many percent?
10.
Correct. And you said that we were going to add that. So we got 250 plus 10 what?
Percent.
So that's $25 being added to 250. So what will that be in all?
$275.
Perfect. Do you guys, are you believing in yourself now since you see that you can do it?
Yes, sir.
All right. Good deal. Proud of you. All right. So read what it says right there for us, Braden.
It says first, Marcus has to pay 10% more than the purchase price of $250. So the price he pays will be 110% off. I meant 110% of $250. 100% of $250 is 250. Is that the wait?
That's right. 100% of 250 is 250. 10% of 250 is
$25. He will have to pay $275.
correct because we combined 250 and 25. Good deal. All right, let's look at our next part. All right, it says what is the price of the bike after the discount coupon is applied? So right now we know the bicycle costs $275. So Brendan, since it costs $275 and we have a discount coupon of 15%, am I adding 15% or am I taking 15% off of the $275?
Taking 15% off.
Correct. Tell me how to do that. If we take something off, are we adding or subtracting?
Subtracting.
Correct. So what would I do? I know I would be subtracting. So I got 275 minus, what am I subtracting? What is that discount? What was the discount coupon for? How many percent? Yeah. So that means it's $41.25 less than 275. So what do I need to do to get that answer?
Subtract 275 or subtract 41.25 from 275.
Correct. And when I do that, I get this. All right. So if you would, Brendan, read that for us.
He has a coupon for 15% off, so he will only pay 85% of the $275. To find 85% number, you could find 1% of 275, which is 275, then multiply by 85, which gives 233.75.
All right. So that's another way that we could do it. Whichever way that you feel more confident in doing it is the way that I want you to. Okay. All right. Our next problem says, what is the amount of money he saves off the original price of $250? So, Landon, if it originally cost,
how you did that.
hold up. If it originally cost $250 and now it costs $233.75, what is the amount of money he's saving? How would you find that? What would you do?
Divide.
No, that's not going to work. If we're trying to figure out how much money he's saving, what would we do, Devin?
Won't we subtract 233 from 250?
Correct. So I got 250 minus $233.75. When I do that, I'm getting $16.25. So that is the change in price. So it says, what is the percent decrease from the original price of $250? So remember, how do we find percent? Khalees, do you know? Or do you have a question?
No. I know how to find percent.
All right, tell me what to do.
Multiply by 100.
Okay, that is a lot of times if we're changing a decimal to percent, that works. But right now, we're trying to find the percent of savings or this percent decrease. And so the way that we got to do that is we take the amount of change and we divide it by the original price. So the amount of change was how much?
$16.25.
Correct. And the original cost was how much?
$250.
So I'm going to take $16.25 and I'm going to divide it by 250. And so when I get that, I get this answer. But then I'm going to do what Kalia said. She said we're going to multiply this by 100, and that will tell me my percent. So my percent is what?
6.5%.
There you go. All right. And so it says, finally, what total price will Marcus pay, including tax? So remember that Marcus, so far, thinks he's getting this bike for $233.75. However, we know that Marcus has to pay 8% in sales tax. So if he's paying 8% in sales tax, what do I need to do? Do I subtract 8% or do I add 8%?
You would add 8%.
That's right. So I'm going to do that very quickly. And when we do that, hold up just a second. And when we do that, we added 8%. So that gave us $252.45. So that actually concludes our lesson today. Basically, what I want you to do to wrap this lesson up, I want you to complete questions 9 through 14 in your more practice on Webster Agile Mind. And anyone that has any other questions to finish up our class, you're more than welcome to stay for a few minutes and ask me. And anyone else is dismissed. Y'all have a great day.